I'm changing this page. Next we will see reductive emanation. Reductive emanation, that means formation of amine by reducing the carbonyl. When we have a carbonyl, we can convert this carbonyl into an amine. We can convert this carbonyl into an amine using some amine source. So if it is a simple amine, we will use ammonium bromide, and reducing agent like sodium cyanoborohydride, then methanol and acetic acid. Of course, sodium cyanoborohydride will only work under acidic conditions. Right. This is what is called reductive emanation. We are reducing this double bond and we are again converting it into amine. This is what is called reductive emanation. I'll give the mechanism for this. When we have ammonium bromide, this we will consider it as a salt between ammonia and hydrogen bromide acid, right? When we have a carbonyl, ammonia will immediately attack on carbonyl. Ammonia is a nucleophile, it is a base as well as nucleophile. So it immediately attacks on electrophilic carbonyl carbon, right? Carbonyl oxygen is electronegative, carbonyl carbon is electropositive. So the ammonia will immediately attack on carbonyl carbon, so the bond will polarize like this, and this forms O minus because it is gaining electrons. Because nitrogen is losing electrons, it becomes plus. So we can add a H plus to O minus, so it becomes OH. We can take out a proton from ammonia so that it becomes NH2. I'll write the corresponding product. So when we add a H plus to O minus, it becomes alcohol. When we take out, it becomes NH3 plus. When we take out a proton, it becomes NH2 and it becomes neutral. Okay, this is called aminol. This is called aminol. Amine and alcohol both are in the same molecule, so it is called aminol. The reaction between carbonyl and amine will not stop here. It will further undergo. So the nitrogen lone pair can be again polarized towards this carbon. So it generates a carbon nitrogen double bond. Then this OH will be leaving as OH minus. Okay. Then again OH minus, we can add a H plus so that it becomes water. Again ammonia becomes plus charge, so remove a proton, so it becomes neutral, and we are losing water. Then the product is C double bond NH. This is called imine. This is called imine. Generally we call them as Stiff's bases, right? When we treat an imine with sodium cyanoborohydride or any reducing agent, so I will give the complete list of reducing agents, then the amine will undergo reduction. A hydride transfer takes place from reducing agent. So the C double bond N breaks down and it becomes C single bond N. Now it takes minus charge, and at the end of the reaction, when we add water or dilute acid, that N minus will take a proton. So finally it becomes amine. Okay, so this is how we will do reductive emanation. So all carbonyl and amine will undergo condensation to lose a water molecule and generates imine, and this imine can be reduced to amine by using sodium cyanoborohydride.
స్టార్ట్ చేసి
Take the notes little bit faster. I'll give you some more examples on reductive emanations. When we use simple ammonium bromide, it will be a simple amine. We can also use substituted amines, NN dimethylamine in this case, sodium cyanoborohydride, ethanol, and pH 4. So what we will get is NN dimethylamine. What we will get is NN dimethylamine. Of course, esters will not undergo reductive emanation. Only aldehydes and ketones will undergo reductive emanation. Esters will not undergo reductive emanation. Here I am using ethylamine, and we must do sodium hydroxide workup. That means washing with sodium hydroxide in a separating funnel. In acidic conditions, pure amine will not be available because acid is there, so amine will be protonated, so it will be available as ammonium ion. If you want pure amine, what we need to do after doing workup, we need to wash the reaction mixture with sodium hydroxide. Sodium hydroxide is a base, so that will pick up the proton from ammonium ion. So it will release the free amine. Okay. So if you want to have a free amine, then we must do sodium hydroxide washing while workup. Okay. So here it is an ethylamine. So we will get NH ethyl. Since it is an ethylamine, we can. So the overall, when you look at the overall reaction, just remove one proton from nitrogen and add this nitrogen here. Remove carbonyl, so carbonyl will not be there. Again, remove one proton from nitrogen and add that nitrogen to the carbonyl carbon. That's it. That is the overall reaction in a simple way. Here also we took out this proton on nitrogen, and nitrogen was bonded to the carbon, which was previously a carbonyl carbon. So this is how we can simply predict the products in reductive emanations. This is called hydroxylamine. Hydroxylamine generally it is available as a salt of HCl, like ammonium chloride, hydroxylamine chloride. So when we treat aldehyde and hydroxylamine, so amine, it generates a Gibbs base, imine, right? So in this case, what we call it as oxime. This is called oxime. C double bond N and OH on the nitrogen, it is called oxime. Since it is a derived from benzaldehyde, it is called benzyl oxime. Benzyl oxime. Not only imines, benzyl oximes can also be reduced with sodium cyanoborohydrate, pH around 4, and ethanol. So what we will get, we will reduce the C double bond N to C single bond N. So the product is NHOH. This is again hydroxylamine. Not only sodium cyanoborohydrate, we can also use other hydrate reducing agents for reductive emanation. So I will give the complete list of reagents used in reductive emanation. We can use sodium borohydrate. We can also use zinc borohydrate, and similarly sodium trimethoxyborohydrate, and finally we can also use hydrogen and palladium on carbon. We can also use hydrogen and palladium on carbon for reductive emanation. Okay, I'm not going to discuss again the examples of reductive emanation with these reagents. Okay, I don't give. Yeah, please take a snapshot and change this page. Okay. With a simple modification of reductive emulsions, that is what is called deoxygenation via tosyl hydrogen reduction. Tosyl hydrogen reduction. What is this reaction? When we have an aldehyde and when we treat this aldehyde with tosyl hydrogen, of course you know what is tosyl, right? Tosyl is paratoluene sulfonide. Paratoluene sulfonide. This is called tosyl group. Okay. Right. When we treat aldehydes or ketones with amines, we will get imine. Similarly, when we treat aldehydes and ketones with hydrogen, what we will get is called hydrazone. Okay. The same reaction with loss of water, we will generate a double bond N, C double bond N. Because it is a hydrogen, it is called hydrazone. It is called hydrazone. It is an amine derived from hydrogen is called hydrazone. When we reduce this tosyl hydrazone with sodium cyanoborohydride, what happens? Because of this leaving group, the group it will completely reduced like this. That means it will not have amine, it will not have the previous oxygen also. So that is why it is called deoxygenation via tosyl hydrazone reduction. This is tosyl hydrazone. We are generating tosyl hydrazone from the carbonyl, and when we do reduction on tosyl hydrazone, then the tosyl hydrazone is completely undergoing reduction. So C single bond N also will break down. The mechanism of tosyl hydrogens is a little different. I'll give them during Shapiro reactions. Okay, so we use tosyl hydrogens again in Shapiro reactions. So there I'll give the mechanism. I'll just give one more example on this. This is an enone, right? Enone, alpha beta unsaturated enone, or we can say alpha beta unsaturated carbonyl. When we do the same reaction on alpha beta unsaturated carbonyl, then what happens? The double bond will undergo migration. Of course, this C double bond we will be leaving. At the same time, the double bond will undergo migration. So double bond is here. Now it will undergo migration towards the carbonyl carbon, towards the ketone. So the new double bond will be here. Here the product is 70%. And what we will get is transalkene. So it is stereo selective for transalkene. So we will get transalkene here. When the double bond migrates, we will get purely transalkene. Sorry guys. Next we will see lithium borohydride. Lithium borohydride. How do we prepare lithium borohydride? We will prepare lithium borohydride from sodium borohydride. So we will add lithium bromide to sodium borohydride. So it will undergo exchange of partners. So sodium bromide will be forming and the lithium borohydride will be generated. Here the reactivity of lithium borohydride is greater than sodium borohydride. Why? Because lithium plus is a stronger Lewis acid. Lithium plus is a stronger Lewis acid than Na plus, and hence it coordinates to the carbonyl oxygen more powerfully and hence makes the carbonyl group more electrophilic. Okay, lithium plus is a strong Lewis acid, so it easily binds to the carbonyl oxygen. Because it is forming a Lewis acid Lewis base type interaction between carbonyl oxygen and Lewis, it makes the carbon of carbonyl group more electrophilic. Okay, carbonyl carbon is already electrophilic, but when we add some strong Lewis acid to the carbonyl oxygen, carbonyl carbon becomes even more electrophilic. Okay, so the reactivity of a carbonyl carbon will increase in presence of a Lewis acid. So that is why lithium borohydrate is a stronger hydrate transfer reagent than sodium borohydrate. Of course, again it is a hygroscopic material. All borohydrate reagents are hygroscopic in nature because its reactivity is increased. So now we can easily reduce aldehydes, ketones, and esters also with alcohols. Sorry, with the lithium borohydrate to alcohols. So in the previous case where sodium borohydrate can only reduce aldehydes and ketones, but it will not reduce esters. Because lithium borohydrate reactivity is increased towards carbonyl groups, it can also reduce esters to corresponding alcohols. I'll just give one example for this. Here we have an ester, we have a carboxylic acid. So I did tell you that only esters will undergo reduction with lithium borohydrate, but carboxylic acids will not undergo reduction with lithium borohydrate. So only ester will form an alcohol. Carboxylic acid will not be disturbed.